Hello everybody and welcome to the tutorial for our CAD MDT database. So today we're going to be going over basically how to use the CAD in detail for LEO, Fire EMS, Dispatch, Civilian, and hopefully we'll answer a lot of the questions that you have. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So this is going to be the website, it's going to be in the community rules, it's also going to be in its own text channel in the servers. So when you come in here, you're going to hit request access. Current PS4 username, you're going to put whatever your name is in Discord. So you see Andrew, 1King45, County PD, Lieutenant. You will just put the first name that you are given or whatever recommended name. Like Cowboy is not somebody's first name. That's the recommended name they like. So go ahead and put that name in. That's what you're going to put. So that way we know how to edit your roles and etc. Email, password, and confirm password. That's all you. For access password, right now we're leaving that blank. We're not going to put one in. If we do, that'll be written in the community rules or it'll be given to you. But for now, leave it blank and then go ahead and hit next. For departments, go ahead and you're just going to go ahead and leave that blank. We'll add the departments and subdivisions for you. So once you're good and you're accepted, you'll log in and you're going to be on this blue screen. This is our first day with this CAD. So obviously this is all blank right now. You can see all this is very minuscule. By the time we get this rolling, which will probably the day that today that we're making this video, everything's going to start clicking up. So you will have your roles edited for you. Here I'll give an example. I'll use Troy, who is helping me out right now. This is how I do it. Basically, I can approve which departments you're able to use. So if you're a cadet, you won't have Civ yet. I can choose your subdivisions based on what you're available for. So don't worry about requesting because you might be removed on it. So if we return home, this is where you're going to be. Go ahead and hit patrol. So if you're LEO, we have 4 departments. We have San Andreas Highway Patrol, which is this one right here. Blaine County Sheriff's Office, which is this one right here, and Los Santos PD. So if you're a County PD unit, you will be logging under Blaine County Sheriff's Office, and we'll explain more about how to do that. So we can go and log in now. We'll log in under BCSO. So this tutorial is for both our PS4 and 5M server. For these examples, we're just going to do everything under the PS4 server. It's the same for both ways, but just for example purposes, we're going to be in the PS4 server. So go ahead and hit that. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. Okay, so before you do that, go to My Account up here. Make sure your name is not Director Burke or Lieutenant Andrew. Just put your first name. If you want, you can put the first initial of your last name. Email, and then this whole box here is going to look like this. It's just going to be blank. So you're going to go to the new identifier, and you're going to put your call sign. So for me, it's 1King17. Make sure you put a capital letter and the dash. So don't put lowercase and don't put no spaces or don't just put a space. Make sure you capitalize and you put that dash. So go ahead and hit plus. Then after that, go ahead and put engine 15 or whatever you want to put down. Hit plus. For medic, go ahead and do the same thing as well. Those are the ones that you need to have. And we'll explain a little bit later why you need those. Now, if you are someone that dispatches in the community or if you're a backup dispatcher, go ahead and put your dispatch code in. For me, it's control 117, hit plus. And then if you are a Civ, go ahead and put Civ/ your name. So just like that. Those are the ones you will have. Then hit save and then return home. So now we can log in as LEO. So if you're Highway Patrol, you'll log in here. If you're Los Santos PD, you'll log in here. If you're Blaine County Sheriffs, you'll log in here. If you're County PD, you'll log in here. So go ahead and hit that PS4 server, then your call sign. So 1King17, hit continue, and then you're into the CAD. I personally like to use dark mode. So the first thing you're going to want to do is select a subdivision. If you are a supervisor, go ahead and hit supervisor. If you are eligible and accepted to do like a drug unit, gang unit, go ahead and select that. So this is where if you're going to be a County PD unit, you're going to select your subdivision as County PD. That way dispatch knows where you are because there is no County PD office that you can select. So you'll select County PD every single time. If you don't have anything to check that you don't have, because right now I have everything that there is. It might look very different for you, but you will have traffic division. Go ahead and select that, and you're ready to go. So to start, you always are going to hit 1041, 10.8. That way dispatch can see you. The other codes we have here is 10.6. So if you're going to be momentarily like on break or unavailable for calls for a couple of minutes, go ahead and hit 10.6. And then you can put in roughly how long you think in about minutes, and then hit that. That way dispatch knows. 10.7, and then you hit 10.42. That'll log you out, show you off duty. 10.11. So this button will generate a traffic stop for you. So how this works is you put in your location, which is your street name. So let's say East Joshua. Your postal code. So you look up on your postal code map, which we'll get into in the description, reason for the stop, etc. You will only use that if there is a signal 100 in effect, if there is a 10.3 in effect. Those are the only times you'll use those, because you can't call over the dispatch then. That way you can still be on your traffic stop and dispatch knows where you are. So when you run database, you have two options, name and plate. So if you want to run someone's ID, you have three options: standard name check, fishing license check, and a hunting license check. For this one, we're going to just use one of my characters. There is going to be a civ which you can practice on. His name is going to be John Doe, but for this purpose, we will use Joshua Lyman. So we can see his first, last name, date of birth, his address. He's a male with brown hair, white, and 187 pounds. You can see he doesn't have any warrants. He has a registered combat pistol. That is his ID. You're going to click on that. You can see when it was registered, the certificate for his weapon, and you can see his priors and arrest priors. He has none, so that'll allow you to do that. If you would like to, you can go ahead and create a warrant, write an arrest report, write ticket, or issue a warning simply through this person's search name. I would not recommend it though, and the reason why is because you usually run names first and then plates. So that is my my suggestion, is not to run it or not to write it through the name database. You can search plates through here. It'll tell you the plate, the model, the color, and if it's insured or not, and the registered information. So that is how you do that. Firearm database, if you go ahead and type in SA every single time, and then these are generated for you, which you guys will see later. We go ahead and I think it was like 5519, yep, here. So it'll tell you a little bit about it. No registered owner. I know a lot of these are not correct, but you will get yours when you register a weapon. It'll make a lot more sense. 10 codes. Here's all your 10 codes. Everything here is up to date. No worries about that. So if you ever forget a 10 code, there you go. Patrol map. This is where you have your postal code map. It'll be that white screen. Just zoom in and then zoom back out, or zoom out and then zoom back in, and then you can look around the entire map. We will likely be putting in our own custom map, so this will be a little bit different. If not, this is a pretty good map as well. So that's your postal code map. Then reports. This is where I personally will be writing all my tickets and arrest reports, simply because if I only run it through here, I'll forget to run the plate. And you don't want to forget to run the plate because it might be a stolen plate, might be a stolen car, the car may not be insured, might be a different registered owner, you never know. So I always run it through here. You have a traffic written warning and a traffic ticket. Those are the same exact forms. One's a warning, one's an actual ticket. So all that fills out for you. Search civilians. You can go ahead and type Joshua Lyman. It'll fill all that out for you. Search plate 000. Street name is going to be East Joshua. Obviously you type in wherever it is. And then violations. So make sure you read the full community rules. It'll explain this section about how to use the penal code to write that out. And then fine amount. Right now we don't have fines for certain crimes, so you will just kind of make that up as you go. And then setting officer recipient will fill it in when you hit sign and submit. I'm not going to do that just because I don't want my guy to have something that he didn't do. There will be a guy that you can test that on. Incident report. After each scene, you'll go ahead and fill one of these out. You'll explain basically what the scene was, officers that were involved, the incident type. So if it's just a regular traffic stop, you go ahead and just hit traffic. And then street name, where you were, and then you hit sign and submit. That way supervisors and admins can review your scene reports. If you have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and put that in the narrative. And then you have arrest report. This is going to be this pinkish, purplish screen. It's going to be the same thing as the citations. Search the name, you put in the charges, make sure you look at the penal code. The community rules will explain exactly how to do so. And then you hit sign and submit. Nice and simple, nice and easy. So we go up here to supervisor panel. You'll be able to see every patrolling officer and supervisors here. You'll also be able to see them in Discord through the voice chat, so wouldn't worry too much about that. Here you can see your area patrol, which is set by the admins and then will be set by the dispatcher. Notepad, if you have any notes you want to write down a plate so you don't forget it, go ahead and do that there. Subdivision desk, I honestly don't really know what that does. And then penal code sheet. So if you click this open, it'll open up a link for our penal code. So if you are on a traffic stop, you don't have to switch between Discord and the CAD. Everything is in one spot, so that's pretty easy. Panic button, only use that if you were like an extreme emergency where you're being outgunned by like 5 people, because you will get pretty much every officer to your scene. So we highly advise stressing not using that. So that is how you use. Actually, Troy, if you want to go ahead real quick and write us a call so we can see that in our CAD. Or Troy, if you want to go ahead and write us a call real quick so we can see that in our CAD. So we're going to go 1041, 10.8 so he can see it. Troy Not Bolton is the number 2 admin in our community. He's helping us out today. He's logged in as a dispatcher right now, so he's going to go ahead and create a call. So that way we can see it in our CAD. And you can basically see how that works. So basically you'll call in your stuff. So 1 King 17 traffic.
Go ahead.
I'm going to be on a 1011 22, the Signal 100 effect that Troy put in. I'm going to be on a 1011 East Joshua. Nearest postal is going to be 882. No additional 32s requested.
Alright, 10-4.
So that's how you write it over the radio. Make sure you say your call sign traffic. Allows dispatch to know you're going to be making a call. If you're just calling in the call dispatch about something else, say your call sign control. So like 1 King 17 control lets him know that I'm not calling about a traffic stop. If I say 1 King 17 traffic, that means I'm about to be on a call. So he's going to go ahead and create the call for us that with the information we gave him. Each dispatcher is a little bit different. Some can crank them out like a second after you finish saying whatever you're saying. Some take a little bit longer. I don't think Troy was ready for us to give him a call, so we'll wait a second. Also, you will see all the active bolos here as well in this screen. Right now we don't have any, but if there are any, you will see them right there, nice and visible. And then if you guys are wondering, this is what it's like without night mode. San Andreas Highway Patrol is just white. It's not this tannish color, but I personally like dark
17,
mode.
can you repeat the postal code?
Nearest postal code is going to be 882. So if I look on this map, I know 882 is on the corner of East Joshua and Seaview Road. You do not need to remember postal codes. Don't even try. There's way too many. Eventually, you'll start remembering where some of them are just because you're going to have a lot of calls in the same spots. Like, I could tell you that 812 is Sandy Shores gas station, 838 is the abandoned motel. Very popular spots for roleplay. And I know 882 is this corner here. So we'll wait for our call. If you guys ever do have any questions, please refer to the community rules. I guarantee you it's probably answered there. We go through complete detail. We include typing things out such as how to say things. Like, we phrase it for you. So that way your transition to patrolling is very smooth. So, when you get a call, you will get that little jingle. Call details at 1011 traffic. It's going to show our location, postal code. If I want to write dispatch a note without saying it over the radio, which is only like if you feel like there's a officer kidnapping and he has his radio. If you want to throw that through there, just click there. You can start typing and then double click out here. Call status, everything that dispatch updates or you can update through here, and that's pretty much it. 1 King 17 seems to be code 4. You can mark me 10-8.
10-4.
So he's going to go ahead and mark the scene code 4, mark us 10-8, and this will disappear from our CAD. So that way See marked code 4 by control 143, and then he will go ahead and archive call. You can go ahead and hit archive call. That'll erase it. See, and then boom, you're all good. So when you're done with LEO, or if you need to switch out or whatever, you hit the log out button. That will not log you out.
17 or 10-8.
10-4. So go ahead and hit log out. Next thing we're going to go over is fire. So we will have a fire department here shortly from the time of doing this. And now you're probably starting to see why you create different call signs. So if you even need to switch over, like if there's a medical scene in which someone needs an ambulance and you're requested to move, log out real fast and log back in as this. Takes you 2 seconds. You already have your call sign built. Apparatus. You can do fire or EMS depending on which one you are. I use dark mode. So your current station, there are 9 stations. So if you're stationed in Sandy Shores, you're station 2. If you're up in Paleto, you're Paleto Bay here. So you put everything that you need here. Start service, subdivision. Right now we will be using search and rescue, but there will be other ones for fire department. So you can be available in quarters, which means you are at the station ready for calls. You can be available in district, which means if you're role playing, you're going to get groceries, or maybe you just finished a scene and you're on your way back to the station. You can do en route to station. So temporarily out of service, patrol map, medical examiner not approved, and that's pretty much it. It's very simple. You'll get your call here as well. Very self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and log out. We're going to log back in. This time we're going to be doing civilian. So let's go ahead and do that. PS4 server. And this is why you have civ and then your name. So you're going to log in. It's going to come up here. You're going to have a character limit of 6. You will only be allowed to have 6 civilians. So be careful. You obviously don't want every civ to have a prior and arrest for murder. So think of good roleplay scenes. So you're going to have to hit create new. You'll create your guy. Once you do, you'll be in here. So we'll go over this. You have hunting license. Very simple. There's 4 buttons. So this is how it's going to start. If you want to have a hunting license, there you go. You have one. If you want it to be expired, there you go. If you want it to be suspended, there you go. It's that easy. It really is that easy. Fishing license, same exact thing. Very easy. DMV. So this is probably the most complicated, and yet it's very simple. So that's how simple the civilian CAD is. Register a vehicle. You have 3 things. You have the plate, so type down whatever the plate on the vehicle is. The model, so say it's an Obey 9F. It does not start typing itself. Like if you start writing Obey, it will not give you suggestions. So you do have to write it out. So if you are on PS4, have your HUD on, and you can see what the type of vehicle it is. If you're on PC, just hit down on the D-pad or whatever button it is on the keyboard, and you can see what kind of vehicle it is. Color, type in the color. Then you can decide if it's insured or if it's not insured, and then you hit register. That easy. Manage registered vehicles. I only have 1 registered here now. You can edit it or you can delete your vehicle. So if you're on PS4, I would highly recommend, once you're done with the vehicle, deleting it so you don't have a bunch of vehicles. If you're on PC, you can obviously recreate your plates, so that's easy. You can report your vehicle stolen. So any of the vehicles you have, say some civ takes your vehicle or whatever, or if you want to role play that out, all you have to do is hit that report stolen button, and dispatch will be notified. Driver's license is just like fishing and hunting, 4 buttons. It's that easy. And I know that seems way too simple probably. I literally just have to hit that for an expired license. To get a license, so that's all I have to do? Yes, it's that simple. So that's the DMV. That's how you get a plate and license. We'll skip these 2 for now and come back to those. Bureau of Firearms. To get a weapon, register. Select what kind of weapon you have. So if you just have a regular pistol, you're going to go ahead into pistol, and you're going to hit register firearm. Boom, you have a firearm. That simple. It's going to make your own serial numbers. So how to keep track of that is to go ahead and hit view owned firearms. So you can see here SA7355599. Hit that, it'll tell you who it's registered to. Super simple. And you can report a stolen firearm the same way that you can with license plates. Very easy, very simple. If we go to warrants, you can create your warrant for your own character for roleplay purposes. So type who it's for, the warrant reason, unknown filer, department you want it to be out of. So if you're going to be in the county, do it out of Blaine County Sheriff's Office or Highway. If you're in the city, do Los Santos, the time, and then you just hit create. Then you got a warrant for your guy. Patrol map, I don't know why it came like this, but this one's different. We're going to be putting in our own so that they're all the same. I don't know why these are two different maps, but they are. If you want to edit anything about your character, say you got a picture and you want to put your picture in, there you go. You can put your picture, you can update anything you want to do with your character, and then you hit save. To switch characters, you'll have your characters here, and you just switch. Alright, so, jobs. Right now the only job we have is the tow job. We deleted these. If you want to be an Uber, we'll go over that in a minute. So hit tow CAD, and then in service, and it'll show you as a tow driver in the CAD for dispatch. This is mostly for the PC community if you want to roleplay as a tow truck driver, but that's fine. So you go ahead and hit log out, get your character, and then that's pretty much it. So if you head back over here to jobs, or actually we already did that, phone, you're going to have a couple options here. Don't worry about arms dealer, don't really worry about tow. You can do Uber, you can request a pickup for an Uber, and then Twatter. We have our own Twatter universe now. So you can see Troy made his, Troy not Bolton, Joshua Lyman made his. So you go down here, I know you can't see it because of this, but this is how you create a tweet. Just hit that. Say, for example, or whatever you want to tweet. You're like, yo, there was just an explosion. Then you hit twat. Boom. People can favorite it. My first twat was favorited. I favorited Troy's. So you now have a Twatter universe, which is really cool. And then phone. You have two options to make a 911 call. You could do it the old school way, where you could... So, okay, I'm going to go over the PS4 server first. So, you're in our Discord CAD for PS4. You can put /911 and enter the 911 voice channel and wait for dispatch to enter the channel. That is option number 1. Option number 2 is just to hit 911 emergency, and you create it. So you put the call subject while you're calling, your name, you're requesting police, fire, or EMS. If you need to require more, just put that in the call description. Location, which is your street, your postal code, and anything else you want to add about the call. Now, if you're on the PC server, you have two ways of doing it. You can do /911 in the text chat, or you can do it this way. Either way, dispatch will get to you. If you want to just text it out here, you can do that, and it's simple. Troy, do you want to switch over and log in as Elio?
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be going over dispatch now. Dispatch is the most important position in the community. You single-handedly have the ability to make a patrol even better or to ruin a patrol, and that's why we take this position very seriously. So you go ahead and log in, server, and not civ, you go to control and your sign. You hit continue, and you will be in the CAD. I use night mode because I want to keep my eyes when I'm older. So this is what you're going to be in. During patrols, these are going to be filled with people. Obviously, I only have Troy helping me right now for the purposes of this video, but that's okay. So you can see now Troy showed himself, one king 43. Okay, thank you. Troy N. So that's why we ask you not to put like a goofy name, because that's what's going to show up. We want it to be serious. You can see he's a supervisor and he's a sheriff. You can see he's 10-8. So this will be filled with people. Fire EMS as well. So to start a call, you literally have it right here on create a call. So the officer will call something in, or if there's a 911 call, you can go ahead and hit. So for this, we'll say Troy called in a traffic stop. We'll do the same thing we just did. So it's going to be on East Joshua Road, nearest postal 882. Primary officer is going to be 1 king. And this is why we keep things uniform, because anybody that's on 1 king will be listed down below. So that way there's no discrepancies, and it's very easy. So you can attach him, call notepad. I use that blank unless I need something. 10 code to traffic stop, call title. I put traffic stop or just traffic, and call description if they give anything. For 911 call, you're going to want to put stuff in here. Then you're going to hit start call. You can see it's loading. Depending on how good of Wi-Fi you have, it'll be like that. Sometimes it'll take a little bit longer like mine. So now you can see Troy is on the call. Once you call him, if he says he's 1097, you can mark him 1097 and it'll show him so. Once he's on scene, you can mark him 1023. That shows that he's on scene, and it's an easier way for you to keep track of where people are. If someone's transporting somebody, they're 1015, you can mark them 1015. So we'll roleplay that Troy is on the stop. If you need to attach more units, you can go ahead and type in like their call sign. Obviously we don't have anybody in, so it won't show anything. You can attach a fire unit, attach LEO unit. It'll start showing you people's names, which is really cool. You can attach multiple people at one time. You can do a status update. So say if there's a pursuit, you can keep typing. So say turn left on Joshua, you can do left Joshua, and you can just keep updating the CAD for them. Call notepad. You can exchange notes like I showed you before with dispatch. So say it was a 1080 to start, and then it stopped, and it was a 1011. The person didn't hear sirens, but the traffic stop changed from when you made the call. Hit this, edit call, and you can edit everything about the call. So you can change the kind of stop it is. You can change from 1011 to 1050. You can change the street name, the postal, anything you want to about the call you can change. When a scene is done, it's going to be code 4. So you're going to mark the scene code 4. You can see latest scene called code 4 by control 117. And then once the scene is done, what you're going to do is you're going to hit the X, and that's going to take the officer off of the call. Once everyone's done, you're going to hit archive call, and that's going to go into our database, and everyone that was on that scene is now 10.8 and available for calls. You can see what server you're in. PS4 server, 5M. Obviously, we're role-playing as PS4 right now. You can set the AOP. The admin that's running the session will set the AOP. You just can set it as closest as they have it. Create a bolo. Very simple. You guys can pause that and look at that if you'd like. Person played database. Same thing as before with LEO. Joshua Lyman. You can see everything about him. Very simple. Call archive database. You can put in the call number, and you'll get your stuff. 10 codes. I don't know why, but this is it's different than the ones that we had, so I'm going to be messaging our guy and getting our 10 codes in there. Call desk. Blank right now. And then you have a notepad. Signal 100. You put that up if there is an emergency, such as a pursuit or a shooting. This will put up that little right there. So that'll go over the radio for all officers, and that means there's only priority traffic only. So anybody that's involved in the 1080, those are the only people that talk over the radio. That's it. No one else talks. If you are being swamped, like 10 people are calling you all at once, hit 10.3. 10.3 means hold radio traffic. That means dispatch is swamped with calls, and it needs everyone to stop talking. That's what that's for. Stopwatch. So when a pursuit starts, you have a 5-minute timer. Once that 5-minute timer is up, people can go ahead and go in for a pit if traffic is clear. When there's a priority, once that priority is done, there's a 15-minute cooldown, which means no civ can create a priority such as a shooting, a bank robbery, a pursuit for 15 minutes. To keep track of that, go ahead and hit whichever timer you want, and it'll open up a tab for you and keep a timer. If you want to just do that on your phone, that's up to you, as long as you're able to keep track. So that is pretty much the CAD for dispatch. Obviously, it takes a lot to keep up with it, but that's why it's a very serious role. So that is the CAD for the Department of Law Enforcement. Hopefully you guys found this tutorial useful. If you have any questions, like I said, please go back and read the community rules. They will express everything crystal clear for you. And if you still have questions, please message me, Director Burke. If you can't get a hold of me for some reason, message another admin, and we will help you out. That's going to do it for this. Thank you very much, Troy, for helping us out in this tutorial video.
You're very welcome.
And we will see you guys on patrol.
Later.